welcome back to another plant shop vlog where I take you guys all behind the scenes of me running my plant store from home. Today is actually Saturday, which is shocking because I normally don't film on the weekends besides Sunday, but I'm kind of realizing I have a really bad schedule when it comes to doing things for my shop and also doing YouTube. So I'm trying to try something out and get all my filming done and my shop updates ready to go by like Sunday. I am in the process of restocking my shop. I picked out a few plants that aren't on the shop, so I want to get those up today so that they can be up and ready to go for this coming Thursday. I realized I was restocking the shop kind of like a day or two before, and it was kind of stressing me out because I was rushing. So if I can get it done earlier in the week, then it's going to save me a lot of time and stress, and I'm not going to be like rushing after I'm done my regular job to like get stuff done. So let me show you guys all the stuff that I picked out for this coming restock. This week we have this Synapsis Jade Satin Variegated. This one is one of the ones we put in Fluval Stratum, so it is going to be shipped in Stratum. If you receive a plant that's in Perlite or Stratum, you can either keep it in its current substrate, make it semi-hydro, or pot it up in your typical potting mix. It's totally up to you. That is just something to know if you do receive a plant that's in Stratum from me or anybody. It is not long-term, it does break down, so just keep that in mind. So we have this guy right here. We also have this Syngonium Panda right here. Alocasia Frydek Variegated, Alocasia Gageiana Aurea, Philodendron Burl Marks Variegated. This is one of those plants that are doing fine root-wise, but their leaves are just a little bit small, or it's just not a pretty plant. I do sometimes sell some plants that are just either cosmetically damaged or just not good looking in general, and I will discount them. So this one will be a little bit cheaper just because it's not like the best looking, but it is a healthy plant, and I think it's a good starter plant for people as well, in case you don't want to invest too much money on a variegated plant. This is a Monstera albo that will be going up as well. Right now it has 2 leaves. It had another one right here, but it came out damaged because it got stuck, but it does have a new leaf coming in on the way, which I will be sure to capture the stem photos. This one does have a nice variegation as well, you can see by the stem, and we currently do have some other Monstera albos in the shop that I'm going to retake their pictures just because they have grown a bit since their last photos. And then I have these Philodendron Brandies. I have this one over here, and then I also have this one, and I have one more Philodendron Brandy that's also going to go up as well. Today I'm just going to be focusing on my shop. I'm going to be focusing just on restocking and fixing some things up with the shop site itself, also retaking pictures if necessary for specific plants if they've grown a bit since their last photo. So this whole portion does take me a little while because I have to take individual photos, everything, get them into the computer, and then create the listings and stuff. The one great thing about Squarespace, the site that I host my website through, I'm able to schedule out my listings to go live on a certain day. So I'm going to just schedule all of these out for Thursday, and then Thursday at 12 noon EST, they will just go live and I don't have to do anything. And also the automated email will go out as well, letting you guys know that the shop has restocked. A lot of these don't have any labels on them, so I'm gonna label them really quick. So I'm gonna get started with all that stuff right now. So when I label the plants, I just use this little Bluetooth label maker. It connects right to your phone. I've talked about this a million times. It's on my Amazon storefront in case you wanna get one for yourself. I just use this just so I can label the plants so I can keep track of them. I feel like it just looks better as well, like when the customer gets it and their plant is like nicely labeled for them. And the labels, they come off really easy. So in case you don't want a label on it, you can just peel it off. This is just so that I can really just stay on track with how many of the plants I have, like if I'm selling duplicates and stuff like that, because I don't do grower's choice. If you are not familiar with the term grower's choice, that means a seller has a ton of the same type of plant. Like for instance, they have a ton of these Philodendron Brandies. They all look very similar, but you don't get to choose out of the amount that they have. You don't get to choose which one you want. They're gonna just give you one of whatever. That's just something I don't do because number one, I just don't have the stock and inventory for something like that. I am a small store and I run it at a home, so I don't have thousands of the same plant, you know what I mean? If I did have like a whole facility or something like that, it would be a little bit different, but I don't. I feel like when you're buying a plant, you just wanna like know what you're getting, you know what I mean? So that's why I don't do it regardless. This is just so that I can keep track of what I have, and so that you guys can, you know, compare different ones between each other and make the final decision if you want this one or that one. That's really all I do it for. Ow! Can I help you? Your nails are super sharp, sister. Mommy can't pick you up right now. I'm working. I know mommy's working, bub. Mommy can't pick you up. I use two different labels really. I use a big one that has like my website name on it, and then I put the little one that has the plant name on it. This also helps me when I'm taking pictures, because sometimes if I'm taking, you know, multiple pictures of different plants, I get confused which one's which. So I always make sure I take a picture of the name so that I don't list it incorrectly either. Now I'm gonna go to my little photo taking station thing that I created, and I'm just gonna take these photos of the plants. I'm gonna sit on the computer for a little bit and start getting the listings made. I do just take the photos with my phone. I just like using my phone because it's very consistent. I've tried using the actual camera that I'm filming with. It's just too complicated and it takes too long. I've heard that the camera for the iPhone, the newest one, what is it, the 15, is like giving people a lot of problems, and I was very, very close to considering upgrading. So I don't really know what I want to do now because my phone is so slow, you guys. I have the 12 and it's so slow. It gets so hot when I'm doing stuff with it, and it's so full of like plant pictures and storage and stuff. I just need to get better at sorting that stuff out. So welcome to my little makeshift photo studio. This looks so ridiculous on camera, I know, but in the actual product picture, it looks pretty decent. Just giving the illusion of like a kitchen or like a bathroom, I guess, like backdrop. It's really easy to make this. I made it recently based off of a YouTube video I saw, but I do like the look of it and I like how consistent it is in the product picture. So this is the little setup I've got going on. It's not the best looking, but it doesn't need to be because all that matters is the pictures. Just finished taking all the pictures. I don't know if I'm gonna edit them today because I have somewhere to go after this. I probably will just edit them like maybe come Monday night or something like that. This is like my little non-plant inventory shelf that I got going on here. This and this right here, this is the remainder of the acrylic plant display cases. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I sell a product on my shop that I call the acrylic plant display case, also known as a propagation box. It opens from the front, it opens from the top, the side, however you want it. You can style it in many different ways. You can use it as a prop box, you can use it as a display box, whatever you want for your plant, and they do stack on top of each other, which makes it super cool. I introduced this product to my shop in, I believe, August, and this is all I have left. We're actually down to like 30. Please, if you want one and you've been thinking about one, please make sure that you get it because this is all I have left. Don't know if I'm going to bring this back. This is definitely a huge success for me, but I don't know if it's going to be something that I always keep on the shop. I love the product, don't get me wrong, but it has caused me a lot of stress when it comes to shipping because of how heavy the product is. Each one of these weighs 3 pounds, and that is just it by itself, not including if you guys order anything else in the shop like plants and other stuff, pots, whatever. It's a really heavy product and it causes the shipping prices to go up. I had a whole issue with shipping a few months ago where I tried to introduce just regular ground shipping for non-plant products only. Some people just weren't getting it, so I had to just scratch the whole idea. We're back to shipping priority mail only. Having a plant store, it is very specific when it comes to shipping. We cannot have plants in the mail using a ground shipping option. They're just probably not gonna make it. So I personally use USPS 1 to 3 business days. That's the carrier I like to use, but other people do use UPS like 2-day shipping. If you know anything about shipping a package, those two already are very pricey, and the heavier the package is, the more it costs. So once you start adding these into it, it just makes it really expensive. And I feel like 100% I did lose out on some sales these last few months because of the shipping, especially for people who are more on the West Coast like California. Shipping from New Jersey to any state over there costs a lot of money regardless. Like just starting off a regular package that should be $10 on the East Coast, it's already gonna have a base price of like $16 or more going to the West Coast. I know a lot of you guys really like this product, but I am not sure if I'm gonna bring it back just because of that reason. But at the same time, I think it's a really good product, especially to have in a plant store. I feel like this product alone sets me apart from a lot of other plant stores because honestly, I feel like I'm one of the only plant stores that at least I know of that's selling something like this in their store. So yeah, that's what's going on with all of these. We have like 30 left. Please make sure you get one before it's gone. And then everything you can see like along the top here, I have all the plant pots. I've ordered a ton of plant pots this summer. We've already gone through so much of them. Having the plant pots and these alone take up so much space. And it's just like really annoying because as you can see, I have dedicated shelves for this stuff, but I also have them along the freaking tops of the shelves, like all over the studio. So it looks really ugly and I don't really have anywhere else to put them. They are just really big items and they just take up a lot of space and like that's really it. It's just crazy to me that I, as a small business owner, have expanded this much. This room is very large in this house. I chose the biggest room for my plant studio. And before you say anything, James was the one that convinced me to pick the biggest room because he knew that I needed it. He basically told me, if you really want to take off with your business, you're gonna need the space. So it's definitely taught me a lot that in order for your business to grow, your environment needs to grow as well. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for all of your orders, whether it be plants or non-plant products or whatever you've ordered from me in the past. Thank you guys so much. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be doing this today. So thank you guys so much. And I appreciate all of you guys leaving your comments and your support for my small business. Today is Sunday and I've already packed all the orders. I was rushing this morning because I had so much stuff to do. I was like, I gotta get up early and get the orders packed. I talked about this a little bit in my last vlog. Sometimes like when I'm doing stuff for the shop, trying to record every little thing that I do for the shop, it just drags it on and sometimes I just gotta get stuff done. I did have a few non-plant orders throughout the week and usually when those orders come in, I pack them the same day or the next day and I get them out as soon as possible. So that's why you don't really see me packing like pots and display cases and stuff like that if that's all the person ordered, because I kind of just do them as they come. So all the orders are packed and everything, and I just got home because James and I had to do a whole bunch of errands today. We had so much stuff to do today. While we were out, we went to Target, and across from our Target is a Lowe's, and something just told me like, you know what, I'm already here, why don't I just go into Lowe's and just see what kind of plants that they have. And I'm so glad I did that because I don't know if they were just restocked, but they had a really good selection this time. I don't really have that much luck when it comes to big box store shopping. And in my last vlog, I talked about how I am decorating my house and I'm at a point now where I'm ready to start incorporating plants with my home decor. The plants that I want to use around the house, I want them to be very full, lush, big plants. And I feel like that is where big box stores do it right. I am a plant store myself. Technically, I probably could order these plants if I want to. Greenhouses are just gonna charge a little bit more for those type of plants. So I'd rather just get them at a big box store and just pay 20 bucks for it and be done. And usually the case with the big box stores is you can get multiple plants in one pot. Personally, I feel that big box stores do it right when it comes to like the trailing plants and stuff. So as you guys can see, I did a little bit of shopping and I did get 4 plants this time. I got this beautiful neon pothos. Oh my gosh, you guys, look at how pretty this is and how full this plant is. I just really want really lush, big full plants for like my living room, like trailing plants specifically. So this one I got and it was $19.98. There's definitely a few plants in here. So I'm gonna repot all the plants today and I'm gonna make a decision if I want to just keep the fullness as they are or separate them so that I can have multiple plants. I don't really know yet, but this is the neon pothos. I also got this beautiful Brazil. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how gorgeous this Brazil is. This is exactly what was in my head, that the plants that I wanted. I was like, I would love to have another Brazil again. I used to have a Brazil in my last apartment. When I had the Brazil, it was like probably a year ago. We kind of like just moved into like that area. There is a huge stink bug problem in that area that I used to live in. I had a really big, beautiful Brazil. My Brazil was so beautiful. It was long, it was gorgeous. I kept it in like my bedroom window. Every single time I took the plant down from the window, stink bugs would just come out of it. And I would be like terrified because I don't like bugs. Like, I don't do that. Like, I would be terrified, like, to even touch the plant. And it was only the Brazil. And I was just like, I remember I kept telling James, like, I can't, like, I just can't do this anymore with this freaking plant. Stink bugs lay eggs on leaves. And I was just like, oh my God, this whole time they're probably just freaking laying eggs in the damn plant, and that's why I kept seeing them. And ever since that, I was like, I'm never getting a Brazil again. I was like freaking out. But it's not because it was a Brazil, it was just because it just liked the spot, I guess. And they were coming in through like a crack, like through the window. So at that point, I never like hung plants up in the window ever again because I was so scared. This Brazil is really pretty. It comes with a really nice pot too. So I was trying to look for ones that had nice pots as well, because then I don't have to worry about getting a plant and then buying a pot. I like this pot. It's like a gray and white pot and it matches like my decor. Yeah, I got this Brazil and I think this one was $20 or something like that. So not bad. I definitely spent like $100 just on plants alone today. I really wanted these and I haven't had a big box store thrill like in a while, so I was really excited. Going back to why I just don't get these with my wholesaler. When I order wholesale, I have to order a minimum spending amount and I also have a maximum of plants that I can order per order. I don't really like to use up the slots in my order for stuff like this. I would rather obviously use it for more rare plants that I cannot get. And obviously it's for my shop too, so I don't want to use up a spot on my shop for something for me, like especially something like this. So that's why I went to Lowe's instead. I also got this very pretty pink Aglaonema. I don't know the real name of it, but I've always seen this Aglaonema in store and I just always passed on it. Oh my gosh, and there's like freaking gnats all in these freaking things, which that's one thing I really hate about big box stores is pests. I am not gonna keep any of these plants in this room. This room is for my shop and I do not mix big box store plants or any other plants that do not come from the same place, my wholesaler, in this room. It's just too much money to be like messing with, to have like a pest outbreak from like something like this. It's just not worth it. I'm in here today to do the repot, but they're all gonna be like downstairs or in the other room. They are not gonna be mixed in with any of these plants in here because I just cannot take that risk. But yeah, this Aglaonema is so pretty. And if you don't know, my favorite color is pink, and I plan on putting this in my game room on my side of the desk because James and we are big computer game players. I have my side and then he has his side, and my side is completely pink everything. And we recently just put up like a little shelf above our computer, so I was thinking that I could put some plants on there as well. This side of the house receives all the sunlight at the end of the day. The other side has it like all morning all the way to like the afternoon. Unfortunately, it does suck because I wish that this room had more sunlight during the day, but it doesn't. I know that all these plants will do great in the other rooms because they're on that side of the house, and then I don't have to worry about grow lights and stuff because I don't really want to have grow lights all over my house. Like I just want them in here, and then I have like my Soltech light downstairs and then the cabinets. Like I don't really want to be having grow lights everywhere. And thank you guys as well, because a lot of you guys reached out to me about that Barina standing light that I was talking about. I was considering getting it, but so many of you guys have reached out to me and told me not to because it sucked. So I'm glad that I did not buy it. I honestly just think I'm just gonna bite the bullet and just get another Soltech light because they're gorgeous lights. They do a great job. It just sucks that they're so expensive, but this hobby is expensive, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. But anyway, and then this one is the last one, which I'm so excited for. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at this Maranta. Is it not gorgeous? Isn't it so beautiful? It is huge, first of all, and it cost me 20 bucks. Never owned a Maranta ever because I'm scared of it. Number one, I'm scared because I know it's a spider mite magnet, but it also has like the calathea tendency, like to get like crispy and stuff. So if you have any tips for caring for Maranta, please drop them in the comments because I am not good at caring for every single plant out here, you know what I mean? Like I'm good at like my philodendrons, anthuriums, stuff like that, but when it comes to this is not my specialty. But I wanted to still get it because I think it's absolutely beautiful and it's huge. I think it's gonna look so awesome in my living room or wherever I decide to put it. When I saw this, I just like knew I had to have it. Like my heart dropped when I saw it. I was so excited for it. I'm going to repot all these plants and get them into my soil-free potting mix. And I'm also going to rinse all of them down, let them dry, and then wipe them all down, like each leaf with like neem oil and stuff. You guys know I'm like really like particular about how I keep the plants clean and stuff. But yeah, let's go ahead and start digging into all these plants. I just made a fresh batch of my soil-free potting mix. If you are interested in this mix, I do sell it on my website, so you guys can go ahead and check it out and purchase some for yourself. And there is no fertilizer within this, so if you do purchase my mix, you will have to use a liquid fertilizer like Dynagrow or something that you mix into the water, or you can go ahead and toss in the little fertilizer balls if you want to. Since we're doing a big repot, I'm gonna bring out the big bin here. Normally I like to use my little Target trays. Y'all have me cracking up about this because every time I mention these trays, so many of you guys reach out to me talking about how you like went to your Target and like bought all of them, and it's just so funny to me. So I'm glad that you guys like it, and I'm glad that I told you guys about it because like it's a really good product for like repotting little plants and stuff. And if you're like a little shop, you can store your little plants in there. It's cute, like I like it. But today we're using the big bin because we're dealing with a ton of regular soil. I don't know what it is. I just hate getting my hands dirty like that. And I'm also have this really big fear that I'm gonna like touch a bug or like a frog or something's gonna come out. Oh my God, could you imagine if there was a frog in here? I would cry. I don't wanna jinx myself. But yeah, I'm like scared, like I'm gonna touch something I don't wanna touch. So the gloves are coming on. just finished with everything. My allergies are kind of starting up, so I'm just gonna be quick. I'm gonna go and take everything down to the sink. I think I can do it all in the kitchen sink and just spray everything down front to back. And then I'm just going to wipe them all down with the neem oil solution I like to use on all the leaves to make them all shiny. I made 2 marantas. I made this little one here in a 6-inch pot. I plan on keeping this little one maybe in my game room or my bedroom. And then I have the main one here, which is gonna go downstairs in the living room on the shelf. I kept the neon pothos as just one plant, so it doesn't look as full and bushy as before, and that's because I decided to put it in a tall pot. This is a 7-inch tall pot, and the reason I did this was because I think I'm just gonna let this plant grow, and it's gonna get super, super top heavy. And using the taller pots really helps stabilize the plant if it's like really top heavy. But once it starts growing, it's gonna look really nice and I don't have to really worry about it falling over. So that's why I picked a bigger pot for this one. I also made 2 Brazils. I just took one little strand out of this one. This one is in a tall pot as well so that it can be more stable, and it's this is the 5-inch pot. This is the main plant, the Brazil. I put it back into the little pot that it came with, and it's in a 6-inch pot. I think it looks really cute. This one's gonna go downstairs in the living room as well. I took off the macrame hanger. I don't think I like it as much as I thought it would, so I just cut it off. And then I also did separate the aglaonemas, so I have the big one here, and then I have this little guy here, and this one's actually blooming. All right, so I'm gonna clean up, and then I'm just gonna take all the plants to the sink, and I will show you guys what everything looks like when I got it all set up downstairs. Sorry about the weird setup. I'm literally in the kitchen at my dining table. I just wanna do this while I'm down here because the plants are going down here anyway. This is my little mixture that I use to clean all the plants' leaves. I use this for the shop and my plants. This is a mixture of water, neem oil concentrate, and dish soap. I talk about it all the time. You can find neem oil concentrate on Amazon. I'll have it linked below. Just follow the instructions on the bottle on how to mix it and you'll be good to go. This is what makes all the plants' leaves nice and shiny. It doesn't make them sticky. It doesn't make them super oily or anything like that. It looks really nice once it dries as well. So I just really like to use this. I've been using this probably like my whole plant journey, and I've never looked back since I started using this. This step in particular might seem a little bit much to some people, but I take pride in my plants and my shop plants, and I just want to go the extra step to make sure that they always look good all the time. And that is something that I get complimented a lot, is that my plants always look really shiny and healthy. This is one of the things that I do to make them look like that. If your plant has like a lot of dust on it or water stains even, this is perfect. Especially now that it's getting colder. You kind of want to make sure you dust your plant's leaves off kind of often so that the plants can, you know, photosynthesize better. We don't get that much light in the winter time, so you want to make sure that they are as clean as possible so that they can do what they need to do with the little bit of light that they have. So like usually once a week when I do my watering, I also do this. If you're already watering your plants, you're already touching them, you might as well just wipe them down as well. So I keep my little plant cart, you know, next to me with my little watering can thing, but I also keep this on the cart as well as my little microfiber cloths and anything else that I need. And I just wheel that around so that I have everything with me while I'm watering the plants. Doing that and having everything together like that just allows me to get everything done at once and not like let things go on for too long, because there's no excuse for me not to do it if it's right in front of me. Having it all together means I can just do it at once and not have to do like a second trip and come back to all the plants I was just at and now wipe them down. You know, you can do whatever you want, but this is how I do things, and I'm just sharing my routine. So this one is done, and it already looks so much better. All the pots that I used for these plants, you can find these on my shop. I have multiple sizes, different types of styles as well, all clear pots. The saucers I use, I just grabbed them from Home Depot and Lowe's. You can just find the clear saucers there. For all of these plants that are going to be more of decorative, like around the house, like to fit in with my current decor, At some point, I am going to get them a cover pot, but I'm still going to keep them in these plant pots so that I can just take it out and water it and always be able to check on the roots. I don't like to pot plants directly into a terracotta pot or a decorative ceramic pot. I just don't like to do that because you just don't know what's going on with your plant. So as for the shop this week, I feel like I'm like really ahead of the game because it's only Sunday and I've already, you know, packed the orders. I've gotten the shop pretty much ready for restock. I just have to make the listing still. I'm gonna do that on Monday night, I think, after work. I don't really have anything else really for the shop like this week, so that's good. This week was definitely a little bit of a slower week. So I expected that because I did have the shop on vacation mode anyway. So usually whenever I take a break and then I come back, it's usually a slow week when I return. Same thing if I take a break off of Instagram or YouTube, the next content piece I put out is usually kind of slow. It's almost as if you get punished for not posting, which sucks. I'm trying to not let that bother me because I know it's necessary to take breaks sometimes, and I gotta like get over that fear of if I don't post something, like the algorithm's not gonna push me. Like at this point, like it is what it is. Like I can't keep playing the algorithm game, you know, with Instagram especially. It's just a lot trying to do YouTube and also post short form content. And I feel like my short form content is not even that good. I just like showing off the plants. Like that's what I like to do. I don't really like to put my face in short form content, and you know, I just that's not for me. And I don't even have the time to even sit there and make a specific video just for Instagram or TikTok or whatever. I don't have that time to do that. Maybe in the future, but I don't know. I can't really see myself doing that. I'm happy that I started YouTube because I actually really enjoy long form content. If you are already creating content on Instagram and TikTok, I 100% recommend that you start a YouTube channel, especially if you're somebody on Instagram already who is used to putting their face in their reels and doing voiceovers and talking in front of the camera. Like, just do YouTube. You're doing all of that on Instagram essentially for free because we don't get paid anymore from Instagram. That's why I focus more on YouTube because I'm monetized on YouTube. I'm glad that I decided to do YouTube, and I'm glad that, you know, you guys enjoy what I post. So thank you guys so much. I was terrified to get in front of a camera, and it's crazy because now it's just like second nature to me. And if it wasn't for James, I don't think I would have done it, because he was the one that kept telling me to do it. If I could explain to you how James' personality is in like one phrase or whatever, he is somebody who, no matter what, he will always try something new. He will always go for it. He doesn't care what anybody thinks about him, like at all. And he's just gonna do it. And that is something that I struggled with growing up with, just, you know, my whole life. I was too afraid of what people thought of what I was gonna do. And it really wasn't until I met him that I realized, like, I should just do what I want and people don't care. Like, you know what I mean? People really just don't care what you do. Doing YouTube was something that was scary for me, but then I realized, wow, like, people either care or they don't. And like, that's just it. And the ones that care, they're gonna be the ones to watch your videos and give you a thumbs up. The ones that don't care, they're just gonna skip over it. And then like, that's it. There's nothing to be afraid of. I really, really recommend you to do YouTube, especially if you are a small business owner. Really, really try to get yourself out there because you'd be surprised. A lot of my sales come from YouTube. I think a lot of people assume that a lot of my sales come from Instagram, because I have a higher following on Instagram than YouTube. I have a higher sale rate from YouTube than I do IG. And once I started noticing that, it really made me realize, like, YouTube really can change your life if you try. There's definitely times where I could do better with YouTube and stuff like that, you know, and I know that there's a lot of opportunity for me here on YouTube, and I'm trying my best. This is, you know, all brand new stuff for me. I've only been on YouTube for a year, and I think I did pretty good for a year. I don't have 10,000 followers or whatever. The only thing I wish now is that I wish I started sooner, because YouTube is definitely a long-term thing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you're really trying to do something different with your life, like just go for it, because you just don't know. And that's what I did with Plant Life Lex. Like I just went for it. I decided to make an Instagram one day. I decided to sell plants on Etsy. I decided to sell plants on my Instagram story. And then I was just like, I'm doing this every week. I might as well make a business out of it. And here we are. Everybody starts somewhere. And I know a lot of you guys that watch me are plant stores as well, like doing it from home and stuff. And I just want you to know that I'm proud of y'all. It's really hard being a small business in general, but it's really hard being a small business plant store. And I don't think a lot of people realize how hard it is for us. This is a very specific niche. I hope that you guys can see the potential in yourselves, and I hope that watching my videos sparks something for anybody, regardless if you're into plants or not. I just hope that my videos are beneficial to somebody out here. I'm gonna just finish this up. I'm on my last plant actually. This is the bigger Maranta. This one is like hefty. So I'm gonna make sure I get every single leaf on this one because I'm scared of pests. Like that is like, I know pests come with this hobby, so that's why I go like crazy about this kind of stuff. What's like a good place to get pots that are like not too expensive, you know? Like that I can shop in person. I guess like TJ Maxx, right? I don't know. I was recently at TJ Maxx and Home Goods and I didn't see any plant pots, just baskets. So I don't know. I'm going to figure out where I want these, and I'm gonna put some of these in my living room and then probably the other ones like in my bedroom or something. I don't really think I'm gonna show you guys like my bedroom. I'm gonna just be honest, because like that's like my room. I'm currently like working on decorating my game room, so once that's done I'll probably show you guys like a full thing of it. But the two pink ones there are gonna go like in that room, so you're probably not gonna see it, but I'll show you guys what it looks like in my living room for sure. Oh my god, look at this girl. Look at her little paws up, as if she works so hard. It's kind of dark right now. I apologize. It's getting late, so the sun is going down, but this is the little setup we got. I showed you guys my little setup in my last vlog. I'm thinking about putting a few plants on that shelf there, and maybe one on top of the Rutsta or something, but I'll figure it out in a minute. In the daytime, there's a ton of light that comes in here, so the plants on the left are gonna get a ton of light anyway, so I'm not really worried about it. I think I will look for maybe 2 more plants like in a big box store, so that I can put 1 more here and 1 more here, so that I can have 3. Maybe I can put like something tiny here. Right now I just have all these plank plants in there. That will get bigger over time. And then I have the IKEA mini greenhouse. I still don't have no idea what I'm putting in here yet, so it's just here. And then I have my little home sign here that changes out with the season.